I'm the Peg Leg. Hope you're all doing well and you're all being blessed, and that you're opening your eyes to what's going on around you. So today I'm just doing this short video to say that you're stuck in this world and you make the best out of it with what you got, right? So when you look at the bigger picture and then people start saying to you, oh, actually this is that way and that's that way, and then you buy into it, and then you say, oh, that's the way it is, and then you get into a conversation with someone else and they say blah blah blah, and this is something you talked about earlier, and then that person says to you, no, it's this way, and he gives or she gives you a bit more of an in-depth into that situation, that understanding. So you buy that, and then you say to yourself, well, maybe it is that way. So now you've got these two conflicting sides saying this thing, and then the other side saying that thing. Well, when do you get to the point where you say to yourself, actually, instead of just listening to that person and that person, why don't I just do the research myself? And that way I know without a shadow of a doubt that it is the way I'm seeing it from the evidence I've looked at. And then when you have a conversation with those two people again, you could say, well, this is this and that's that. And if they say, no, it's this way, you say, no, actually, there's actual proof to say it is the way I'm showing you. Well, I find a lot of people on YouTube and social media in general have their own specific views. And essentially, a lot of these people haven't even looked into that view that they're passing on to you. I'm guilty of it. Many of us are. Well, when do you get to the point where you say, no, I'm I'm actually going to go and deal with that myself and have a look at it myself? For instance, let's talk about the New Testament and people saying the New Testament isn't a part of the Bible. I've said it in a few of my videos, but I have to retract sometimes of some of the things I say and do, because I haven't even actually looked into it to the degree that I need to look into it, which leads me not to look into it and be a part of that situation where actually I know this is this and that's that. So I'm saying, instead of just listening to one person or two people, listen to more. And not just listen to people. Go and do your research. Go back to where you need to be. Start from scratch. Go into the Bible itself. Go into a library. Go on the internet. Talk to a pastor. Talk to God. Talk to Jesus. Because essentially, when it's all said and done, we actually don't know nothing. We're still learning. We're still trying to move forward from what we did know back when we was kids up until this present time at the ages we are. I have a friend. She believes the Bible is corrupt and it's not even of God. She believes that there is a creator of sorts, and there's no way to prove the Bible. And then I watched a video earlier of someone talking about the same thing that I'm talking about right now, saying that you can go back and date the Bible from way, way back, thousands of years, and show a few clippets here and there. Well, I've never personally said that I don't believe in the Bible. I did say, though, that I believe the New Testament isn't a part of the Old Testament. So in total, not part of the Bible. But I didn't really question it. I just thought that guy's a sound guy. You know, there's a lot of things he does say that actually makes sense. But I never even questioned the person about this, because I had a feeling that, you know, he's actually right. Instead of just having feelings and just basing yourself on non-fact, put that fact there. Put it before you, the evidence that shows, yeah, it's true or it's fake. You know, when I get something wrong, I don't want to say, oh yeah, no, you know, make excuses, blah, blah, blah. What I want to do is make sure that I actually go and look at what I'm talking about and then come back and say, hey, look, this is what I believe. So I'm not saying I do believe it now or I don't believe it now. What I'm saying is that I'm going to go deeper into it and then come back and say, boom, this is what I believe, or this is what I don't believe. And also what I want to talk about is this fighting on YouTube about being a real truther and a real flat earther. I don't see myself as a truther or a flat earther. I see myself as a real person, trying to understand the truth, seeking the truth, wanting to be a part of the truth so I could pass the truth on to others. And this is what God tells us to do, regardless whether it's to do with God himself or the land that we stand on, or whether it's to do with government or anything along them lines. Sometimes we need to step back and take stock on what is going on. Well, we don't need tit for tat. What we need is to actually, stand together. Yeah, one person may have a evidence on one thing and someone else on the other thing, but you bring that together and then you got the full picture, right? That's what I believe. A lot of people might do research and then come back and say, well, this is this and that's that. But there is a thing called a bigger picture. More elements to the picture. A bit like a composite. I use that because it's a flat earth thing. And it's to do with the globe and so forth. You know, composites and, you know, adding bits in. You know, stuff like that. So yeah. It is to do with the bigger picture. You know, there's more elements to that picture than meets the eye. But we're just taking snippets from here, there. And then one person will do a video and go, Bob, this is the way. And then someone else will come along, no, this is the way, blah, blah, blah. And they're all valued points. So when you come together and you find these ideas and these proofs into effect to get you to see the bigger picture, that's a beautiful thing. And that's where we need to be. There should be no infighting because you're big people. You're grown-ups. You know, there should be no school fighting here. Or anywhere, to be fair. We're men and women. And not forgetting, there are children watching some of our channels. You know, they just come across the flat earth and they see, you know, the bickering and this, that, the other. And they just think, well, I'll do that at school. That's a kid's thing. And then they're swearing. So those kids are watching people swear. And I know there's a few guys on YouTube that really swear. you know, and that's not a good thing, because that child might be watching your channel, and then the parent comes in and goes, "I don't, you're watching that." So that child no longer watches Flat Earth and then can't pass it on to his or her friends, which leads to a dilemma, right? The truth isn't getting out. So yeah, basically just look at the bigger picture, collaborate, come together, put all that evidence together, and then you get your bigger picture. And then you could say to that person, or those persons, or people, shall I say, look, you know, we've had a bunch of people come together doing research. We've come together and we're putting this stuff out as evidence. You know, you should listen and tell us what you think, and then go and do your own research. A lot of YouTubers say, don't just believe me. Go out and do your own research. And that's good advice. Don't just believe what we say. Go out and prove us wrong or right. It's as simple as that. You know, society has really changed from the 1500s onwards, maybe even before that. You know, a lot of deceptions come in, and it's hard to decipher what is true and what is not true, unless you actually do take a step back and you go, boom, let's actually look at this bigger picture. Let's have a look at all the stuff that I've learned and see if it's right or wrong. Instead of just going, yeah, that's right, boom, and that's what I'm going to believe. Boom, that's it. It's like we all believed in a globe. And then come to find out, it's not a globe, it's flat. And that man hasn't been to the moon. And they faked it all in the studio. I mean, come on. So that's when I say step back and have a good look at what's actually going on. The foods we eat compared to the foods we used to eat. How chocolate has changed, how burgers have changed, how chicken looks different to how it used to look. And all these things they're putting into our foods, these chemicals. Makes you think, yes. A lot of people do talk about this. You've got your chemtrails and all that kind of stuff, you know. They're spraying stuff on your vegetables, your fruits, to say, oh yeah, it's healthy. And your toothpaste, I mean, you're brushing your teeth with this chemical that can rot you, to kill you even. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Take care. God bless.